Hey guys, welcome to part 1 of What If ANBU Naruto went back in time. If you enjoy the video then like, share and subscribe for more. So let's get started. Chapter 1. In the middle of the forest one would think that it would be peaceful. But that is not the case. Two people were in a small clearing fighting. The clash of metal and occasional yelps of pain echoed through the forest. Beyond the forest there was, or rather used to be, a village. Now only rubble and corpses remain. There were few still alive, maybe 100 at the most left from the thousands that once were there. Friends, comrades, teammates, loved ones all lying on the ground bloodied and lifeless. Death lingered in the air as the final enemy went down. The people who were still alive, but severely injured, turned to look at what once was their village, their home. Konoha was no more. Orochimaru had succeeded in that, but he would not live to feel the pride for long. Uzumaki Naruto, along with Tsunade Rhea, and quite a few ANBU were still fighting. The final battle was about to be won. Orochimaru was tired, out of energy and out of options. Or so they thought. "I'll make you pay for what you've done. I will kill you right now myself," Naruto yelled as he charged to finish the guy off. The snake smirked and subtly went through hand seals. When he finished he made a big circle with his arms. What appeared to be a black hole popped into view in the place where he had gestured. What's happening? Naruto began to panic. "If I'm going down, I'm taking all of you with me," the snake yelled before slumping over. All the people behind him held tight to a tree. However, Naruto was too close to the black hole and began to move forward. He grabbed hopelessly at the dirt, making scratch marks, but it was in vain and he ended up being pulled in. "Naruto!" Almost all the people yelled. The hole closed, leaving the people one more life to mourn over, amidst all the other lost life. Naruto was in the strange hole. First everything was black, which seemed to be absorbed up by red, and then everything went white as Naruto saw a blinding flash of light. He closed his eyes trying to shield them. After the pain that felt like he was being ripped apart stopped, he opened his eyes. He wasn't too sure where he was at first, but then, once his eyes came into focus, he realized where he was. In his apartment, on his bed, in his room. He stood up and looked out the window. He saw Konoha intact, and there were only 4 faces on the mountain. He also noticed that he could rest his head perfectly on the windowsill. "Okay, now I'm confused. What the hell happened?" Naruto yelled to himself. He went to the bathroom, and as he was washing his hands he noticed himself in the mirror. He saw his hair was so short. He had grown it out long ago so he could look more like his father. He was stopped from his pondering when he heard snickering. "You got something to do with this, Fox?" Naruto asked the laughing Kitsune. "Actually, yes. That jutsu that the snake bastard used was a portal. It was meant to send you to the beginning of time, in hopes that you would be killed, since the planet was not yet created." "Great. So where are we then?" "Well, I couldn't let you go floating around in an endless abyss, so I altered things. The red I saw then was you, then." "Yep, and congrats on turning 12 again," Kyubi snickered. "You sent me back to the time when I was 12. Are you serious? So I'm the dead last again? Gee, thanks." "Wrong, you've still got all the power you had when you were 23. Oh, and you might want to hide your foxy accessories. Your classmates would freak if you came like that. But everybody knows I combined with you when I almost got killed and tried to save Sasuke." "True, but that hasn't happened yet, and all your little friends are alive and well. For now anyway. So Sasuke, Kiba, Tenten, and all the others who Orochimaru killed are still alive. Stupid fox, I could kiss you. I'd prefer it if you don't. Remind me to let you go hunting near a rabbit hole later." "That's the kind of thanks I'll take," the fox said happily, licking its lips. Naruto went to go check his calendar to see what day it was. He nearly screamed in frustration. Graduation day for the academy students. But then Naruto smirked. This could be fun. Naruto looked at the clock. Only 6 o'clock. He had an hour and a half yet, before he needed to graduate. He thought about how well things were for him when he was older. Now, he wasn't even a genin when he was actually an ANBU. He sighed. Now I have to wait another 10 years to meet my son, he thought as he hid his foxy accessory. Oh yes, Naruto had been married, and was expecting a son or daughter in 8 months. The wife, of course, was Hinata. He had helped her to boost her confidence throughout the years. Now he was back to square one with her. He figured he'd go out and do some shopping, while he waited for the time to pass. He ate more than just instant ramen now that he knew how to cook. He went and counted the money in his wallet before getting dressed and leaving. As he left, he compared how underfurnished his apartment was compared to his house in the future. He looked at his hands, deciding to get some gloves to hide his claws. At least he could wear his old favorite clothes. He walked to a ninja clothing store and went in to look around. He quickly found what he needed, a pair of gloves that had steel on the back of the hand and at the tips of the fingers, sewn in between the material. That way, he wouldn't accidentally claw anything by grabbing onto it. The metal part on the fingertips even swung back if he needed his claws. He grabbed them and went to the cashier, who didn't even look up from the magazine he was reading. He punched in the exact price and, when Naruto gave him the money, he took only the right amount without even looking up. Naruto left, happy not to be overcharged, as he knew he used to be when he was little. He even heard the man tiredly say, "Have a nice day, please come again." He then decided to get a lot more groceries, since he had plenty of money to spare. As he walked into the store, the girl at the counter was asleep. Naruto walked in and got everything he needed. He went over to the girl and gently woke her. She drowsily opened her eyes, blinked, then began ringing things through, head still resting in her arms. She gave the total that showed on the screen, not even adding things to it. Naruto gave her the money and happily went on his way. Sheesh, if I had known that people were like this in the mornings, I would have done all my shopping this early. Naruto quickly went home to put the food away, gloves already on, then ran out towards the academy training ground. He still had a half hour before he needed to be there, so he decided to get in a small workout. A half hour and many destroyed trees later, the warning bell rang. Naruto smirked as he walked into class. This time round, I'll show them who the dead last is. Can we hurry this up? I want that rabbit meat, grumbled Kyubi as Naruto slitted blue eyes scanned the classroom until he found an open seat. Let the fun begin, Naruto thought as he sat down. Chapter 2. More and more people came in the 15 minutes after the warning bell. All of them seemed nervous just to be there, let alone take the actual test. Sasuke came in and sat beside Naruto, who instantly smirked. Sasuke scoffed. What are you so happy about? We all know you're going to fail. Oh, I'm always happy. Ah, Sasuke, just as I remember him. He's even got the stick way up his ass today. Wow, it's a real honor. HN, he grunted in reply. Naruto just smirked even wider. Let's see if we can't give that stick a big pull. Or push, whatever happens happens. Yes, I'm always happy. In fact, welcome to my happy world. Great. Just what I've always wanted. I'll look for an apartment right away. Sasuke replied sarcastically. Naruto grinned. Good, and now that you're all nice and settled, you can get your shit and leave. Only people who smile are allowed in my happy world, he said cheerfully. Sasuke's eye twitched. There's something different about him, Sasuke thought, staring at the blonde idiot. Sasuke noticed the gloves and asked with a snotty tone, "What's with the gloves, though?" Naruto looked to his right and smirked. "Why?" he asked in a childish way. "Because." "Why?" I asked a question, idiot. "Why?" "'Cause that's how smart people gather information, not that you'd know anything about that." "Why?" "'Cause you're an idiot." "Why?" "You were probably dropped on your head as a baby. But only you can truly answer that." "Why?" "Because I don't know why you're an idiot." Sasuke thinks he's got the upper hand because he's insulting me, but he'll get annoyed soon, Naruto thought, then continued with yet another why. "Will you just shut up?" "Why?" "Arg." There was a moment of silence. "Why?" It was then that Urka came into the classroom. He noticed all the girls staring at Sasuke while throwing the occasional glare at Naruto, who was an amazing fangirl deterrent with his annoyingness. Head, this'll be a cinch. What kind of ANBU would I be if I couldn't pass the genin exam? I'll pass everything easy. Naruto thought, turning his attention to Uruka. Okay, the genin test will be composed of primary weaponry, meaning how well you can use the basic weapons, a test on theory and history and obstacle course, and primary jutsus. You will be asked to perform one of the basic jutsus you have learned this year. You need to pass 3 out of the 4 tests to pass. Any questions? Uruka waited to make sure no one raised their hand. Okay, good luck to all of you, he said as he passed out the test. Naruto instantly paled at it. Damn. He thought, looking at it. Oh yes, only ANBU in history to fail part of a genin exam. The fox then proceeded to burst out laughing. Naruto sighed and wrote down what he hoped were the answers. After 30 minutes he got up and handed the paper in. Uruka took it and quickly marked it. Good job Naruto, you passed. Thank God. Pride intact. You got a 55, Uruka said happily. Then again maybe not. Kyubi burst out laughing again. Naruto put on a big grin and walked back to his seat to wait for the other parts in the exam. He easily aced the weapons test, which involved 10 shuriken, 10 kunai, and 20 targets. He hit the right targets and even threw all 10 shuriken at once to show off. He then grabbed the 10 kunai, threw them, and went on his way, all hitting the bullseye. The obstacle course was also easy, although he needed to go at it in a slow jog. The jutsu he had to do, of course, was the bunshin. He was up after Sakura, who completed it by creating 4 clones. Still can't create those things to save my life. Simple stuff, oh no, but hard stuff, hell yeah. Well, Naruto, could you create a minimum of 3 clones for us please? Mizuki asked. Don't worry Naruto, even if you fail this you still will pass overall. Uruka said, knowing clones were his worst. Behind Naruto, Sasuke smirked knowingly. Ha! The idiot will fail, Sasuke thought as he saw Naruto take his stance. He easily went through the hand seals. Uruka, noticing the seals were different, raised an eyebrow. Naruto stopped on a cross seal, and behind him about 20 poof sounds were heard. The few students who were still in the classroom turned to look. There were Naruto clones in all the seats at the desks, all grinning happily. There were a few around near the original. Mizuki chuckled. Just what you've always wanted, Uruka. A class full of Narutos. Uruka's expression was caught somewhere between putting his head through a wall or running over and hugging Naruto. Sasuke stared at the Naruto closest to him. He pushed him out of the way, wanting to upstage him. When his hand made contact, he smirked, thinking he'd found the real one. He then punched it on the arm on hopes of getting a yelp of pain, and also making him move. A popping noise was heard and the clone disappeared in a puff of white smoke. The hell? He asked, no one in particular. Do I pass? Asked Naruto, grinning at the confused Sasuke as he dispelled the rest of the clones. Oh yeah, you pass. Wasn't that Kage Bunshin though? Uruka asked quietly. Naruto nodded. Okay, then who's next? Uruka gave a look that said I'll talk to you later. Sasuke went next and managed to create as many as Naruto, but still didn't understand what it was he had done. That clone was solid, it wasn't a normal one, Sasuke thought to himself as he left to the other classroom behind Naruto to wait to get their headbands. Naruto sat in an empty seat and waited. A few minutes and many angry glares from Sasuke later, Uruka announced that they would all need to meet back at the academy tomorrow to be put on their 3-man teams and meet their Jounin instructor. They then were called up one by one to receive their headbands. Naruto was called up last and Uruka untied his own headband and gave it to Naruto. I'm proud of you, Naruto. You're finally a ninja. Uruka said happily. One good thing about being 12 again. I can act upon impulse. Naruto jumped at Uruka and swung his arms around his neck. However, the momentum made them both fall backwards over the desk and ended up lying on the ground. Once they got back, Uruka placed a hand on his shoulder. How about I treat you to ramen? You can tell me how you learned Kage Bunshin. Naruto grinned and went back to his seat in the middle row. Dope, Sasuke muttered from behind. I heard that Sasuke bastard. Naruto yelled at Sasuke, who was seated at the very back. Oh, how nice it feels to once again obey the impulse and not have to worry that people are actually expecting me to think before speaking. Yes, anyway. Congratulations to all of you who passed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Uruka said. All the students began to leave. Naruto waited for Uruka to finish talking to Mizuki, glaring at the traitor, though he didn't seem to notice. Uruka signaled for him to wait outside, so he did. The first thing he did was look for Hinata, but when he found her, she was with her father. He instantly went the other way. Her father never liked him much. When Uruka came out, he kept telling him that he was happy for him and giving him lectures. When he asked about the cage bunching, he lied and said he was bothering the Hokage and found the scroll, studied it, and that's how it happened. After Naruto deprived the ramen bar of its supplies and Uruka his money, they said their goodbyes and went home. Once he got home, Naruto changed, set his alarm, and slept, dreaming up ways to annoy the people around him. Chapter 3. The sun was just beginning to peek its head over the horizon. The birds had begun their dawn chorus. In the apartment of Uzumaki Naruto, the dawn chorus had a lead singer. Beat, 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 beat. However, Naruto did not like this particular singer. Beat, beat, crash. Ah, a broken alarm clock chorus, it's not truly morning without it. Naruto rolled out of bed onto the floor with a thud. Damn single bed. He mumbled as he began to stretch. As he went to the bathroom, the mirror caught his eye. He could see two red-orange fox ears poking out from the top of his blonde mess of hair. There was also a long tail swaying carefree behind him. Genjutsu must have gone off during the night, he said to himself as he yawned. Yeah, when you're sleeping you can't concentrate on it, so it disappears. This could pose a problem if you want to hide the foxy accessories from your team on long missions, Kyubi lectured. I'll just bring a one-man tent. You also might want to get your pants on. Oh, Naruto said, realizing his pajama bottoms were still down around his ankles. How he managed to walk so far without tripping he couldn't understand. Then again, he couldn't understand anything in the morning. Naruto was never a morning person, it usually took him about 5 to 10 minutes to fully wake up. He went to his closet and started searching through his clothing. With a loud ha! In triumph he held up a pair of black pants, with an orange stripe down the sides of the legs. The Hokage had gotten them for him as a present. Why he hadn't worn them, he couldn't remember. He also pulled out a black t-shirt, then got dressed. He tied his signature orange jacket around his waist. He made some toast to eat for his breakfast, replaced the genjutsu, and was out the door by 7. He quickly made his way to the academy with only one thing on his mind, Hinata. As he got to the academy he went past an arguing Ino and Sakura who pretended to ignore him. He went straight to where Hinata was seated. She noticed he was coming her way, and her cheeks instantly turned crimson. Hello Naruto, I am glad we both passed, she said so quietly Naruto could barely hear her. Yeah, me too. He replied happily. Hinata realized he replied and turned a deeper shade of red. So Hinata, are you doing anything tonight? She instantly froze upon the question. No, she said shakily. Well, maybe we can do something together tonight. Naruto asked happily. Like a DD date? She asked, surprised. Sakura and Ino had stopped arguing and were watching the scene attentively. No, not like a date. How about dinner? Pick you up at the academy at 8? Naruto said. If she gets any redder she's bound to pass out due to all the blood in her face, the resident demon commented. Why yes. Hinata screeched, then fell backwards, passing out. Naruto grabbed her and gently leaned her forward onto the desk. She was still bright red, but now it looked like she was sleeping on the desk. Oh, Naruto, what did you do to her? Kiba asked as he came closer. Naruto then realized that everyone was looking at him. Even Sasuke turned to raise an eyebrow. Naruto rubbed the back of his head nervously. I just asked her out, and then she fainted. At least she said yes. Kiba came over and slapped him on the back. Good job on getting your first date. Naruto grinned. Akamaru yipped to his master. Hey, you do smell different. Did you spend the night in a fox's den or something? Kiba asked while patting the little dog on the head. Huh, why? Naruto asked nervously. Well, normally you have a small fox scent on you, but today it smells stronger. You got a new pet. Yeah, something like that. Urka stepped in and cleared his throat to get everybody's attention. Well, then, take your seats. First off, I'd like to say Mizuki won't be joining us due to an unfortunate accident. His voice trailed off. Idiot must have gotten caught trying to steal the scroll, Naruto thought. Anyway, I will announce your three-man squad and the Jounin instructor you'll be paired with. Much the same happened as in the previous timeline. I can't believe I'm stuck with Naruto. Arg. Well, at least I'm with Sasuke. Naruto ye Sasuke. Cha. Sakura thought as they went down to the room they were assigned to meet their Jounin instructor. They're both idiots, this three-person team is too many, Sasuke thought. Naruto was, however, a bit sidetracked. No, that's too mild, I want something huge. How about a series of traps? Yeah. All leading him from one prank to another. He'll never know what hit him. God, I love being young again. This led Naruto to laugh out loud evilly along with the fox, but only Naruto heard him. Naruto's bout of evil laughter made his teammates give him a weird look. Not that he noticed, as he was laughing evilly at the ceiling. Great, I'm stuck with someone who should be in a padded room, Sasuke thought as he rolled his eyes. Memo to self, help Naruto seek mental help, Sakura thought. As they waited in the room, time went by and the two became more and more interested in what Naruto was doing. Sakura was the first to cave in. Naruto, what is it you're doing exactly? She asked in an annoyed tone. Teaching the teacher a lesson on being late, Naruto replied, not even turning to look at Sakura. Right. So where are you taking Hinata tonight? Out for ramen? Sakura asked, going into girly mode. Don't know and no, Naruto replied as he continued working. You're not taking her for ramen? She asked, surprised. No. But do you know a good place to get scented candles? Lavender and lilac? Naruto asked, finally looking up from what he was doing. Hinata loved lilacs. He even used them when he proposed to her. Flashback. Naruto, where are you taking me this time? Asked a giggling Hinata. Somewhere really special. No peeking, and that means not using Bakugan either, Naruto said, leading the blindfolded Hinata up to the top of the Hokage monument. Are we there yet? Hinata asked impatiently. Hang on a sec. Naruto yelled as he let go of her shoulders. He ran off about 5 meters, then came back. Okay, you can take off the blindfold now. Naruto said happily as Hinata reached up to the blindfold. She blinked, getting her eyes used to the light. A tree came into focus, then she began to look around, wondering where they were. She noticed a cliff to her right, and began to approach it. She gasped out at what she saw. There down in the field were lilacs. But some were cut down, exposing the green stems among the purple. The cut-down flowers had a message, plain and simple. Hinata, will you marry me? She almost screamed out from sheer delight of it as she read the message. She turned to see Naruto, a few feet away, down on one knee, holding a ring with 3 diamonds on it up towards her in one hand, and a big bouquet of lilacs in the other. They were from the ones he cut down to spell the message. He was smiling happily. She couldn't contain her joy and ran at Naruto with her arms open. Yes. Yes. Of course I will. She yelled so loud that almost all of the village could hear her. She could out-yell Naruto if she wanted to. Hey. 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 Wait. Naruto yelled, stopping Hinata in mid-lunge. Hinata was confused at what he was doing, but then again, he was still the most surprising ninja. Naruto got up off his knee, walked over to his fiancée, took her hand, and slipped the ring on her finger. He then walked back to where he was, put down the bouquet, then turned to face Hinata. Okay, continue. He said happily. She then began her lunge anew, clamping her arms around his neck. I love you, she whispered happily through her tears of joy. I love you too and will always, Hinata, he whispered back. They then kissed each other, knowing they would be together forever. End flashback. Store downtown that sells all kinds of stuff like that, Sakura said. Ugh. Thanks. Naruto smiled then went back to the paper he had. Sakura went back to her seat to wait for the sensei to come. Naruto rolled up the scroll he was writing in, then got up and went to the back of the classroom. He came forward with a metal bucket, and placed it atop the door carefully before going to sit back down beside his teammates. You idiot, if he's a jounin he's not going to fall for such a stupid trap, Sakura said and raised her fist to hit Naruto on the head when someone came in. The man opened the door, causing the bucket to fall on his head with a clunk. Naruto began laughing. Sakura gasped. Cha. Got him. Inner Sakura raised an eyebrow. The man turned towards them, bucket still on his head. Well, my first impression. I hate you all. He said cheerfully. Feelings mutual about your lateness. Naruto said. Right, I'll meet you all on the roof, he said, trying to pull the bucket off only to find it firmly stuck. Naruto, did you put glue in there? Sakura asked. Yeah. Something like that. As Sasuke and Sakura turned to leave, Kakashi finally got the bucket off his head. He was glaring at Naruto. That brat used chakra to stick this thing to my head. If this is the dead last, then that Sasuke kid must be Haichunin, he thought. Come on, don't be late, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto yelled as he ran off. I didn't tell him my name yet, Kakashi said as he poofed up to the roof. His 3 students were already there. Okay, so tell me your likes, dislikes and hobbies, things like that, Kakashi stated. Well, how about you go first to show us? Sakura asked. Alright, my name is Hatake Kakashi. I have no interest in telling you my hobbies. I also have no ambitions to tell you my dreams. I like things and I also dislike things too. Okay, next, he said happily. Wow. Me too. We have so much in common, Naruto said, causing everyone around him to do a face fault. Okay, ladies first, Kakashi said. Alright, I am Haruo Sakura. I like. She turned to Sasuke. I hope turn to Sasuke again. I hate. She miserably turned to Naruto. Sakura fell silent and looked as if she was throwing a silent hissy fit. Okay, next you. He pointed to Naruto. Okay, well, following your example, my name is Uzumaki Naruto. I like a lot of things. I dislike mainly people who bully others and people who are late. He stressed the late part, making Kakashi cringe. My ambition is to fulfill my dream. My dream everyone already knows. My hobbies are well known too. Great, okay, now you, he pointed at Sasuke. Sasuke grunted. If no one else is giving any personal information, neither will I, Sasuke thought, going into brooding Avenger mode. Okay. Good, I have team happy. So, we will meet at training ground 7 for survival training. Oh, and don't eat breakfast, or you might throw up. Bye now. With that he disappeared into a puff of smoke. I think he likes us, Naruto said before jumping off the roof. He landed silently and began to run off, only 5 minutes later realizing what he had done. He shouldn't be able to do that, should he? Sakura asked Sasuke after recovering from her shock. Nope, Sasuke said, turning to face the girl. You're going to stalk him, aren't you? Sakura said, more of a statement than a question. Yep, came the reply. Thought so. Chapter 4. Naruto jogged along the streets, heading to the store Sakura had described, though he was only vaguely paying attention. He found the store though when he remembered her saying something about a big pink-purple sign. He could tell he was being followed, but paid it no mind, knowing that if he did, they would really get suspicious. He found the 2 candles he wanted and bought them at a fairly reasonable price, adding in 2 holders as well. The cashier was only a few years older than him, so she didn't know of his legend, and so tried to overcharge him. As he exited, he could feel his stalkers and sighed. This will be a long day. He went over a mental checklist of what he thought he would need for his date. Aha! He yelled out, spinning around facing the tree Sasuke was in. I knew I forgot to get something, Naruto said as he walked to the nearest food stand, trying not to laugh as he felt the tension from his stalker drop. Do you sell meats here? Naruto asked the vendor. Yeah, how much, and what kind do you want? The man asked with a bit of an accent. About a 3-pound roast, Naruto replied. The man nodded and handed the meat to him. Naruto thanked and paid him, then put the meat in his bag before continuing on his merry way. He went to a local fruit vendor and began to browse the citrus fruits. The vendor came out. Sasuke and Sakura were on the roof of a nearby house, Sakura not even caring that Sasuke wasn't talking to her at all. She was just happy to be near him without him pushing her away. They looked down to where Naruto was looking at the citrus fruits. Hey, you sell limes? Naruto asked when the vendor came over. Yes, but not to you. The vendor yelled, attracting the people's attention. Nope, not a friendly vendor. Naruto sighed and began to walk away. You little demon brat. Don't turn your back on me when I'm talking to you. The angry man yelled. Yeah, you should be more polite. Someone yelled. Yeah. Others agreed. Someone threw a tomato at him, which he dodged, but he waited until the last minute to do so, making it look like he dodged by pure luck. Get him! Shouted someone from the crowd. Immediately, people started throwing things at him from all angles. Naruto dodged all of them easily, which seemed to anger the people even more. When he saw a lemon being thrown, it gave him an idea. Oh no! Not the lemons and limes! Naruto yelled at the top of his lungs. He could hear the fox snickering as the people began to throw the sour fruits. Naruto jumped up and grabbed about 10 lemons and 10 limes before taking off. Sasuke and Sakura were not only confused but startled that Naruto had gotten away without any proddus on him. As suckers, he said to himself as he ran off, leaving Sakura and Sasuke to ponder where he went. When Naruto got back to his apartment, he looked at the time. Almost 6:45. Great, gotta hurry. Naruto grabbed a pan, turned on the oven, and began to slice up the lemons. When the oven was fully heated, he inserted the roast along with the lemon wedges and a few spices he found laying around. He then began peeling potatoes and sticking them in boiling water. While the potatoes were cooking, he began to work on 2 small salads. Once those were done, he checked the things in the oven. They still needed a few more minutes, so he went to find a blanket, or sheet of some sort. Once he found a decent one, he ran back to the kitchen, blanket waving behind him. He threw the blanket on the table, and put the plastic salad bowls on the blanket. Urko was always giving him plastic dishes, so he always had enough. He found the bowls' lids and tightly placed them on. When the potatoes were done, he quickly mashed them up, added what he needed, put them in another bowl and placed the mashed potatoes beside the salads. The roast was done with only 15 minutes to spare. He grabbed 2 sodas out of the fridge and the candles and holders. Quickly he placed everything on the blanket, folded it up, and tied it. He made sure it was tight before bolting out the door, almost forgetting to lock it. And yes, he turned off the oven. Naruto arrived at the academy at 7:59, panting. Hinata was there at the gate, pushing her fingers together nervously. Hinata! He called out to her, causing her to flinch. She began to walk over to him, not too sure if she was dreaming or not. Hello and Naruto, she said nervously once she got to him. Sorry, I hope you weren't waiting too long, Naruto asked. And no, only at 5 minutes. Naruto nodded, and began to lead her out into the forest. It was a full moon tonight. He led her to a small pond that had a waterfall spraying mist everywhere, which twinkled and shone in the moonlight. Naruto crouched down and began to untie his pack and set it all out while Hinata was distracted by the scenery. Up in a nearby tree, Sasuke and Sakura were looking for the blonde. After he took off without a trace earlier, the two had thought he might have come to the forest to train. Well, actually, Sasuke thought and Sakura just followed. They both saw a small glow of light and went towards it. There in the clearing stood Naruto lighting the second candle. He had food spread out all around. Hinata shakily sat down and Sakura resisted the urge to let out a girlish squeal. Okay, we'll start with the salad, okay? Naruto asked, opening the containers and handing her a soda. Hinata nodded and began to eat. Lilacs. I wonder how he knew. Maybe he really likes me too. At the thought Hinata blushed. Now, let's see if we can't bring her out of her shell. Can I have the rabbit yet? You promised yesterday. The fox began to whine. Fine, Naruto sighed. Hinata, I'll be right back. I need to go to the bathroom, Naruto stated as he got up. Why are those two still following me? Naruto went far enough away that he should be out of earshot of the others and began doing seals. When he got to the last one he slammed his hand down and smoke appeared. When it cleared there stood Kyubi. Although he only had one of his tails, he was still as tall as Naruto's waist. There you go, enjoy. Oh, and please don't bring a dead carcass back with you, okay? Naruto whispered, and turned to go back to Hinata. When he got back he saw Hinata still shyly nibbling on the salad. Naruto sat down again, and began to eat. Hinata seemed to blush more and more with each bite. After they were both done with the salad Naruto gave her the mashed potatoes and some of the roast. Hinata thanked him for it, and slowly began to take her first bite. Wow. This is really good. Hinata said, louder than expected. She began to shovel the food in even faster than Naruto. She stopped halfway through realizing what she had done. I'm glad you like it, he said. She looked up at Naruto as if to apologize, but he just had a happy smile on his face. She had globs of food everywhere below her nose. A small glob of potatoes fell off her and onto the grass. Now there's the girl I married, Naruto thought. Naruto then began to laugh, causing Hinata to blush. I am sorry, she said quietly. Naruto stopped laughing and handed her a napkin. Don't apologize, I like seeing you with more confidence. Sasuke was making disgusted faces at the couple. He was like a little kid watching his parents kiss. Sakura was the opposite. She had to hold her hand over her mouth to keep from laughing. Who knew Naruto could be so romantic? She thought. The only reason Sasuke didn't run from Sakura and her scariness was because he knew if he moved they would definitely be spotted. The rest of the night was spent by Naruto asking yes or no questions, and Hinata shaking her head or nodding. When the candles burned dry they packed up to leave. By the end of the evening when Hinata spoke she stuttered less, which was a good sign. They parted ways once out of the forest. Naruto went home not even a bit worried about the fox. When he ran out of available energy the freed part of his spirit would just come back to him, while the body poofed out of existence. Kyubi being able to move in the outside world was a plus from merging. He still couldn't be freed without killing Naruto, and thus killing him, but this would do for the time being. Their spirits were intertwined. The shock of suddenly having no demonic energy in his body would kill Naruto. However, since the fox had merged his power with him, he would never lose all the demonic energy, thus weakening the seal. They were both slowly working to untwine their spirits so the fox didn't need to rely on him as much. Naruto let out a sigh as he got to the apartment. He slowly dragged himself up the stairs, into his nightwear, and into his bed. Meanwhile Sasuke was contemplating why he was following the idiot in the first place. All such contemplation became lost, however, as Sakura started talking about how cute the two were together. He literally had to shove her in the door of her house then run like mad just to be rid of her. Life was so much easier when girls thought guys had cooties. Naruto awoke the next morning when the light came into the open window. Naruto blinked out of sync as his eyes finally began to focus. He sat up with one eye half open, and looked at the taped-up alarm clock. It was a half hour before he had to meet with his team at the training grounds. He went through his morning routine and replaced the genjutsu before slowly heading off. He got there early so he could set up his traps. He finished just as his teammates came into the training grounds. They stood over by the logs for about an hour before Naruto decided to take a nap. Just wake me up when he comes, Naruto yawned as he took about 20 steps, circled his spot twice, then laid down for a nap. Kyubi. What? Can you hold the genjutsu for me while I sleep? Yes, I can, not for too long, but long enough for that lazy-ass teacher to get here. Hope he likes what we prepared for him. Naruto laughed in his mind before thanking the giant kitsune and then closing off his mind to sleep. 3 hours later, when Kakashi showed up, he was facing the three stumps. Noticing no one was there, he began to look around. He spotted his students sleeping on one another in a pile behind him. He woke them up by yelling at them all quite loud. They woke up with a jump. All three yawned before standing. Okay, so now that I have your attention, I'll explain. You will try to take these bells from me. He held up 2 silver bells, and the one who doesn't get one will be tied to the post and not given any lunch. Then that person will go back to the academy, he said. You have until noon to get a bell, alright? Arg. I didn't have dinner either. Sakura thought. Damn, I knew I should have eaten, Sasuke thought. Ha, I ate breakfast this time, Naya. Naruto thought. Go. Immediately Sasuke and Sakura jumped off into a tree, but Naruto just stood there for a minute. He yawned, then leisurely walked away. Kakashi raised an unseen eyebrow, then began to charge, hoping to force his student to run. Naruto stopped, turned to his teacher, blinked, then realized what was going on with a yell. Gak. Not ready. Still sleepy, he said, ducking as the teacher's kick flew over his head. You must always be ready for anything, Kakashi lectured as he took out his little orange book. Perfect, Naruto thought as he charged with only one objective: get that book. Kakashi watched the boy out of the corner of his eye. Interesting. His steps are evenly apart, meaning he has had a lot of training. Naruto made a purposely sloppy punch at Kakashi's head. Yet his attacks are sloppy, almost like he's doing it on purpose. Oh well. Kakashi quickly slipped behind Naruto, who noticed immediately. Keep your eyes on your opponent, and never turn your back to them, Kakashi stated. Ha ha. Revenge, he thought as he initiated his plan. Kakashi wrapped his hands around his book with his pointer and middle finger still up. He brought his hands back and shoved them up Naruto's ass. In the tree, Sakura and Sasuke almost face-faulted at the sight. Kakashi pushed his hands upwards, sending Naruto flying with a yell. 1,000 years of pain, he shouted. HHH. Naruto yelled as he went flying. However, Kakashi's triumph was short-lived. As he went back to read his book, he had a very, very unpleasant feeling. You should take your own advice, Naruto said from behind Kakashi. Naruto gave an evil smirk as he sent Kakashi flying with his own move. 1,000 years of pain right back at ya, Naruto yelled. After Kakashi had left the ground, he put his hands back, covering his very, very sore butt. Of course, in doing so, he dropped his little orange book. Naruto's plan had worked. He had used a replacement jutsu with a clone. While Kakashi was busy taking care of the clone, he had gotten behind him. His teammates came out from hiding with a disturbed look on their faces. Caught him by surprise, they both thought walking over. Naruto grinned. We obviously can't beat him, Sakura said, hanging her head. Yeah, that's why we need to team up, Naruto said. But either way, at least one of us will fail, Sasuke said simply. Would you rather all of us fail? Naruto asked logically. The two shook their heads. Right, so this is what we're going to do. Naruto began to tell his teammates his plan. When he was done, he looked at their faces. Their expressions had a mix of PFFT, yeah right, that will never work, and haha, this sounds like fun. Sasuke even had an evil smirk. They set it up, although Naruto had his part up already, and began waiting, knowing that their silver-haired teacher would come back for his precious book. They heard a rustle and, sure enough, Kakashi appeared with his head down looking for the book. He continued walking, but stepped on a tripwire. A bucket of glue and feathers dumped on him. The glue Naruto had stolen from the academy on the way to the grounds. The feathers were from Kyuubi's pheasant feast. Sakura jumped out, attempting to snag the bells, but missed since Kakashi could still see. However, Kakashi sidestepped onto another prank. Eggs flew from all angles, since it caught him by surprise to get another trapped, so close to the last, all of them hit him. Why eggs and not perhaps pie? Or instead something pointy, you may ask? Naruto explained to the others that they didn't want to kill their teacher, only get the bells. However, it was actually a well-known fact to Naruto that Kakashi hated raw eggs. He had told him in the future when they had to help out on a farm. He hated raw eggs because his parents wanted him to become a strong man. Unfortunately for the young Kakashi, they heard that drinking 10 raw eggs a day was a good way to do that. Oh God no! Kakashi screamed. No more eggs. With that he ran off with his students close behind. Kakashi ran straight to where Naruto was hiding. Naruto jumped out, stopping the teacher in his tracks. I knew you reminded me of someone, now I know who, he said, looking deep in thought. Sasuke and Sakura had caught up to the teacher and were ready to pounce. Oh? Naruto asked somewhat curiously. With these pranks I mean, Kakashi sighed while Naruto's eyes lit up. He began to flash through seals that Kakashi recognized oh too well. And he's found his father's prank jutsu scroll too? Kakashi thought, scared and surprised. Naruto stopped on a ram seal, then brought his hands to his mouth, and took a deep breath in. The hell? He knows a fire jutsu too. Damn him. But Sasuke's thought fell away as silly string shot out of his mouth instead of flames. Kakashi's eye twitched, but when he wiped off his face he caught sight of his book lying on the ground by a tree. He went over to pick it up, but he was caught in a noose around his foot, and lifted into the tree. Naruto walked over and grabbed the bells off of Kakashi, then smirked and said, when the bait is obvious, don't take it. Naruto tossed the bells to his teammates. But if you give us both, you won't pass. Sakura said. Kakashi was now down from the rope, and walked over to them. Naruto stood with his team and waited. Good job, you all pass. He said a little too happily, considering that his head as well as most of his upper body was covered in feathers and glue. What? But Naruto gave me and Sasuke the bells. Sakura said, surprised. Yes, that is true, however, in a roundabout way, you all got your hands on a bell. Naruto was the one who took them from me, but he then passed them to you two. The object was teamwork, which you obviously have. These traps were quite elaborate. Do you get it? The three nodded. Good, now I'm going to take a long hot shower, and I'll see you all in the morning. We'll meet at that red bridge at about 7. You better not be late, or I'll egg you again. Naruto said, causing Kakashi to cringe. He poofed away with a shudder, thinking, I don't even want to know how he found out about that. What kind of big master plan was that? Sakura screamed. It worked, didn't it? Naruto replied. You said you were going to distract him and make him see the book, Sasuke said coldly. Yeah, and I did it through the power of pranks. Naruto protested. You are so immature. Sakura screeched. Yes, I know. But you're only young once. But immaturity is forever. He replied metaphorically. Dumbass, Sasuke muttered. Naruto just rolled his eyes and began to walk away. Plan worked. They don't suspect a thing. They didn't even ask about the silly string jutsu. Yay. I'm going to sleep now. He stopped when he felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned to face Sasuke. Naruto raised an eyebrow. Fight me. Sasuke said simply. Naruto sighed. He heard the fox laughing so much for them not suspecting anything. Shut up. I thought you were going to sleep. Can't reply to that, I'm sleeping. Naruto rolled his eyes. Fine. Chapter 5. Sakura stood over by a tree, waiting for the fight to begin. Sasuke and Naruto had moved away from each other, and were patiently waiting for the other to start. Sasuke knew he would run at him any second now, being the irrational person he is. Naruto knew it too. He had to start it, or else that would arouse even bigger questions. So, he made a substitution bunching and sent it charging. It landed a few hits, and so did Sasuke. After the 5th hit Sasuke made on the clone, it disappeared. Sasuke began looking around, confident that he had at least made a few hits. However, Naruto had found over the years how to make his clones last longer in battle. He stood up on the branch he was on and tackled Sasuke, causing the two to roll. Naruto got in a few punches as they rolled down the hill. Sakura was running after them, she looked a bit worried. Naruto, and Sasuke continued to struggle to gain control of the other, getting in a few hits. They soon ran out of ground though, and rolled off a cliff. Acting on instinct, Naruto grabbed Sasuke by the wrist, who gasped when he fell and then stuck to the edge of the cliff with chakra. He also grabbed onto a tree root with his free hand. Sasuke stared wide-eyed at Naruto and was about to speak when he pulled him up and hugged him. Sasuke inwardly shuddered at the close contact. Naruto was now holding on to Sasuke's waist, while clinging to the side of a cliff. Sakura, seeing them go over the edge, ran over, worry written clearly on her face. However, when she looked down at them, she laughed out loud. Naruto pulled himself up, still holding on to Sasuke. Ugh. Thanks. Sasuke muttered. Yeah, no problem, Naruto said, rubbing the back of his head. They looked over at Sakura, who was still laughing. She pointed down over the cliff. Naruto and Sasuke peered over the edge and instantly paled. The cliff was only about 7 feet up. We shall never speak of this again, Sasuke said, eyeing a small puddle below. Agreed, at least we didn't get our feet wet, Naruto offered. Sasuke shrugged. They both turned to glare at Sakura, who had stopped laughing. The two gave in. If you breathe a word to anyone, you're dead, glare. Sakura eeked, before holding up her hands in defense. Sasuke and Naruto smirked at each other. Well, that was certainly interesting. Yeah, we already have minimal understanding. I'm going to get my best friend back. Yeah, sure, a few more hugs ought to do it. That shut the fox up. Perhaps we should spar farther away from cliffs, Naruto asked, smirking. Yeah, Sasuke said through a bit of a chuckle. Naruto smiled. Over the years he'd known Sasuke, before Orochimaru's surprise attack that killed him, that is, he'd found exactly how to piss him off and get him to laugh. They went to a different location, and began the sparring match anew. Naruto went easy on Sasuke, barely using any jutsus, and let it end in a tie. After saying goodbye to his teammates, he began to head home. He figured that the only way he could get any decent practice was if he found a far-away spot. He continued to walk until he bumped into a familiar face. Oh, hi Hinata, Naruto said happily. Hi Naruto, she said softly. Naruto smiled as Hinata blushed. I hope she gets her confidence up soon. The stuttering makes her hard to understand. I Urka. Our ramen. Says you like. Hinata stuttered out nervously. Naruto blinked, trying to get the information straight. Oh. Yeah. I like ramen. Hinata shakily pointed at the ramen bar, then began to push her fingers together. Sure. Naruto said happily. When they got there, they took their seats and placed their order. They had a bit of conversation. Hinata soon had less of a stutter and wasn't blushing as much. After about an hour they decided to depart. Naruto paid the bill, much to Hinata's dismay. She was hoping to treat him as a thank you for the home-cooked food. She knew she'd have to do something extra special to thank him, and was thinking of ways to thank him as she ran home. Naruto trotted happily home, thinking of a place that he could train and not cause too much destruction. The next morning Naruto awoke just before sunrise. He yawned, stretched, stood up, took a few steps and smacked right into a wall. Naruto stood there for a few minuets before realizing what he had done. He let out a bit of a laugh before grabbing his clothes and taking a nice relaxing cold shower to wake him up. After drying himself off, he got dressed, then began his breakfast. He made some toast and drank some water. After he was done with that he grabbed an apple to eat later, replaced the genjutsu, and then left to go train until the sun was almost directly overhead. He went to a spot that wasn't too far from the bridge, but far enough away to not be detected. Kakashi said meet around 7, so that means that I have until 8:30 to train, considering my threat. Needless to say, the small area in which he cleared for himself to train was soon a large crater. He threw a kunai with an exploding tag on it at the last target, and it blew up just as Naruto became too tired to stand. He fell backwards into the crater. Unfortunately, Sasuke and Sakura arrived at the bridge just when they heard the final explosion. They turned to look in the direction it came from and saw a tree fall, as well as smoke. They both thought the worst and took off in the direction it came from. They arrived just in time to see Naruto pull himself out of the crater. Sakura gasped at the destruction, while Sasuke gaped at it. Naruto saw them, sat up, and rubbed the back of his head. Heh, oops, he said solemnly before coughing up some dust. What the hell were you doing? Sasuke asked in monotone. Training, Naruto said sheepishly. Only you could cause that much destruction during training, Sakura stated. I think I used too much chakra when I punched that rock. Naruto grinned. You definitely used too much chakra for punching a rock, she replied. I wonder if I'll ever be able to train without people hanging over me, Naruto thought as he tried to stand but fell down again, his legs refusing to support him. Sasuke went to help Naruto hobble to the bridge. Why do you work yourself to exhaustion? Sakura asked when the two came close to her. Naruto shrugged, too tired to answer. Idiot! She yelled, hitting him on the head, causing Sasuke to lose his grip, making Naruto fall to the ground. I could lend you a tiny bit of my chakra so you could at least walk, the fox said. As long as that's all you give me. Naruto thought to him. Yeah. This is why I'm in control of 25% of all the chakra you have. He heard Kyuubi snicker a bit as he felt a warm feeling wash over him. It reminded him of Tsunade's healing. You sick? Sasuke asked when he felt the heat coming off of Naruto's body. No, why? Naruto replied. Sasuke was about to say something when Sakura beat him to it. Naruto, the back of your shirt is really shredded. Naruto reached and rubbed his back. It's ripped from the collar to about halfway down. Sasuke said, letting go of Naruto's arm. Oh well, I'll see if I have anything to fix it when I get home. Naruto rubbed the back of his head nervously. Naruto grabbed his orange jacket that was lying by a very lucky tree that was still standing nearby. He put it on over his tattered navy t-shirt. They walked in silence until they got to the bridge. Naruto sat on the railing, eating the apple he had brought. An hour later Kakashi showed up. Wow, only an hour and a half late. That's actually a big improvement. Naruto thought as he joined Sakura in yelling you're late. Yeah, sorry about that but. You see there was this tree and it was stuck up in a cat and. Wait. No, that's not right. Kakashi said, rubbing his chin. Right. If you're going to make an excuse, at least make it believable, Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. Yes. Well anyway, we have a full schedule of exciting D-ranked missions, Kakashi said happily. Yay, Naruto said sarcastically. Sasuke shot him a questioning glance before turning his attention back to Kakashi, who started to explain exactly what these missions entailed. Once he was done, he led the ever-so-excited genin to their first job, finding a cat. They were given out earpieces, so they could coordinate the plan better. They were shown a map of the forest, then given their positions, and told to begin their sweep of the area. Naruto almost instantly caught the scent of the cat, and followed it. About 5 minutes after beginning, Naruto had the cat. He happily announced to his team, ha. Told you I'd find it first. Yow. The three walked out to where Kakashi was waiting for them, Naruto holding the cat that was growling and scratching him to pieces. Naruto was angrily growling back. Sakura finally took the cat after it got a few deep gouges on Naruto's face and bite marks on his hand. Sasuke raised an eyebrow at the way the cat seemed willing to do anything to kill Naruto. He doesn't like his owner that much, Naruto said when he felt the air of confusion. When they returned the cat to its owner, she hugged the poor thing nearly to death. The next mission they had was to simply help pick the fruit trees. There were about 50 in all. Sakura started on an apple tree while Sasuke started picking peaches. Naruto, however, lined up the remaining fruit baskets before making 47 clones. They were done in 30 minutes due to Naruto's multitasking. They whizzed through all the missions and were done around 2 o'clock. They definitely surprised the Hokage at their fast work. We want to have a harder mission, Naruto stated. The Hokage sighed as Iruka started scolding Naruto. He was there handing the Hokage some paperwork when Team 7 came in. You are genin, and rookies at that. You are still too underexperienced to handle anything more difficult, was the Hokage's reply. Hear me out, please, Hokage-sama, Naruto said, causing Uruka to raise an eyebrow. The Hokage complied, knowing that not to would lead to a lot of arguing. I've seen enough Ds, and that's even before I was considered a ninja. Just take a look at my academy report card. Naruto mumbled before continuing. We are completing the D-ranked missions quite quickly, and since we need to have missions all day, there might not be enough for all the others. We need a mission that will keep us occupied and challenge us so we can gain experience for even harder missions. The Hokage smiled while Uruka had to pick his jaw up off the floor. Sakura was wide-eyed, as was Sasuke, having never heard Naruto speak and sound intelligent. Kakashi was giggling as he read his book. That actually sounded not dumb, Sasuke said, surprised. I'll take that as a compliment, Naruto replied with a smirk. Well, alright then, you do bring up a good point. I'll give you a low-level C mission, simple guard duty. You will guard the master bridge builder Tazuna on his way to Wave Country tomorrow. The Hokage called him in. These pint-sized brats are going to be the ones protecting me. There's an arrogant brat, a puffy princess, and a midget. Sakura began to fume and Sasuke's eye began to twitch at the comment. However, Naruto stayed surprisingly calm. Kakashi stepped forward. Yes, but I'm a jounin, and I also will be accompanying you. The old man grunted as he took out a flask. And you're a drunk, Sasuke stated simply, causing Tazuna to blink. Okay, is everyone done being negative? Naruto asked, grinning, causing everyone to look at him confused. Anyway, you will start tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning. Meet at the North Gate, the Hokage said. Team 7 nodded. Pack only the essentials, he advised. Hey, Uruka, Naruto asked before leaving. What is it, Naruto? Could you look after my place while I'm gone? Uruka nodded. Naruto then did his Waroke no Jutsu. Thanks again, she said, causing the two older men to fall backwards from massive nosebleeds. Naruto ran after his team laughing at his prank, knowing that his little follower was in the room. That's it for this part. If you enjoyed it, then like, share and subscribe, and also check out the playlist.